Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambeau channel. A Washington insider is calling out the SEC nonsense and acknowledging the optics that look like pure corruption having to do with the SEC versus Ripple lawsuit, and wrote an article with the following headline that I'm going to run through with you. And he called this piece, "What the heck was happening at Clayton's SEC? Time for some answers." And he wrote this on the website Seeking Alpha. So I want to be clear before I go any further. I don't have a legal or financial background of any kind. I am not offering legal or financial advice, and you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who makes YouTube videos as a fun hobby, and that's all that's going on here. Now, John Deaton, member of the XRP community, he shared this on Twitter, which is how I ended up coming across this. Now, John Deaton, attorney John Deaton, he is the attorney that is seeking to intervene in the SEC versus Ripple case on behalf of over 17,000 XRP holders. And so he tweeted out the Wall Street Journal and the Washington Post and the New York Times and Eric Lipton, who is an investigative reporter with the New York Times, and Julia Chatterley, who's a host on CNN, need to expose this. And so we are seeing articles pop up, but like the degree to which investigative journalism really needs to occur on this, it's substantial. Like there's a lot at play here. And I think there could very well be a much bigger story here. And just watch the way Jared Whitley artfully states his case here. So this is the Washington Insider. And as stated here, Jared Whitley is a long-time Washington Politico, having worked in the U.S. Senate, the White House, and the defense industry. He writes with a specific eye on how actions in Washington will affect Wall Street and the broader economy. Well, I'll tell you what, we're talking about XRP being used as a bridge currency, fundamentally changing the way that money moves around the planet. Yeah, this is a big deal here. Because the United States, I know just one country out of roughly 200 on the planet, but it happens to be an important one where lots of flows are occurring on a very regular, daily basis, right? And so the piece begins as follows. Excuse me. While at the helm of the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, former Chairman Jay Clayton made a mess of the digital economy. Clayton's actions in office resulted in stalling U.S. cryptocurrency and blockchain innovations, dampening a burgeoning industry, and enabling China to race out in front. Yeah, and so let me pause right there, and I will state for those of you that are unaware, when Jay Clayton went through his confirmation hearing many years ago, he wasn't asked one single question about cryptocurrency. He basically, he knew almost nothing, I'm willing to bet. Like, he just not be asked one single question. At that point in time, blockchain technology and cryptocurrency has been around for a hot minute, but he wasn't put in that position to help anything having to do with cryptocurrency. Anyway, the piece continues. Digital money is here to stay, and instead of making efforts to provide clarity and structure for the future of American-made innovation in this space, Clayton's SEC kept everyone guessing on the rules while picking clear winners and losers among the biggest coins. But what if Clayton's approach was intentional? What if the lawsuits, the flip-flopping, and the uncertainty all weren't from a lack of knowledge or resources, but rather a well-thought-out strategy to advance his financial interests? Well, thankfully for us, Clayton and his deputies left behind a factual trail that can provide an opportunity for a course correction on U.S. crypto policy, as well as accountability if wrongdoing was indeed afoot. Now, on December 22nd, Clayton dropped an 11th-hour lawsuit against crypto innovator Ripple Labs. The announcement of this lawsuit came just 12 hours before Clayton resigned from the SEC. As with other administrations, Clayton may have hoped to file the lawsuit and walk away, never to hear of it again. But his decision to sue Ripple Labs sent shockwaves throughout the crypto community. And after a closer look, it appears Clayton left us clues that point to a larger story reeking of self-dealing, possibly even corruption. Even before he was confirmed in the Post in 2017, Clayton had been tagged, quote, the most financially conflicted SEC chairman in history, end quote. Accusation doesn't equal guilt, but the facts made the label stick. In 2014, Clayton, who was then a partner at Wall Street firm Sullivan and Cromwell, and William Hinman, then partner at Simpson Thacher, helped Chinese tech giant Alibaba explode onto the New York Stock Exchange. This helped a company with proven links to the Chinese Communist Party better position itself with the world's leading digital payments application, Alipay. For years, the U.S. crypto industry has been trying to disrupt that digital payment space. Chief among them has been Ripple. The XRP distributed ledger, which Ripple uses for its digital payment solution, had only just debuted a year before Clayton and Hinman helped engineer Alibaba's market debut. Like, do you think that this stuff, could it really be coincidence to this degree? Because there's a lot going on. There's a lot of picking winners and losers. And you look at the fact that, for instance, Ethereum, look, you know that the the SEC stance in 2017 was, hey, we are going after ICOs. Oh, and they certainly did. They went after some ICOs. But did you know that Ethereum had an ICO in 2014, about a year before their blockchain went live? They raised funds to start it, but they got a pass? I mean, gosh, I would argue it's sufficiently decentralized today, so it should be fine to go moving forward anyway, and I do believe that, and I'm an Ethereum holder, just to be clear. But, my gosh, for the SEC to not go back and say, okay, but the transactions, the sales of Ether that you had back in the day when it was centralized, those clearly represented investment contracts. And look, I'm just saying that if what Ripple did was illegal, then what the Ethereum Foundation did was also illegal, yet they get a pass. Why is that? Well, let's just continue and you see why. Now, Hinman's apparent conflicts started with Alibaba and extended all through his tenure at the SEC, where he was Clayton's hand-picked deputy for the corporation's finance division. Hinman resigned from Simpson Thacher, but they still paid him over $15 million while he served as a senior SEC official. It just so happens that Simpson Thacher also supports the cryptocurrency Ethereum as a board member of the Ethereum Enterprise Alliance. I can't help but ask, was it just a coincidence that while at the SEC in 2018, Hinman publicly declared Ethereum to not be a security, sending the price of the token on a wild rocket to the moon, where it remains today? Did he have 15 million reasons to make those prepared remarks, which remain an official communication on the SEC's website to this day? One thing is clear. Hinman had a personal financial interest in the actions he took at the SEC. Now, in 2018, Clayton made his own declaration in a CNBC interview that Bitcoin is not a security. And like Hinman's comments on Ethereum, this action sent Bitcoin price skyrocketing. Both of these coins, anointed as free of regulatory risk by Clayton and Hinman, are proof-of-work cryptocurrencies. This label means they are mined, while XRP is designed to skip the costly and energy-consuming mining process and generate faster transactions. Was it a coincidence that after both officials declared Bitcoin and Ethereum to not be securities and increased market interest in them, Simpson Thacher took a Chinese company public that manufactures crypto mining equipment? My friends, there's more to say, but I'm going to pause here for just a moment. Please don't forget to comment below. I have to know what you're thinking about this. And I have a feeling that you and I, you listening to this and me, Moon Lambo, I'm willing to bet we're on the same page. But tell me in the comment section below. Please, I got to hear what you have to say about this because it's disgusting. And it's just like, if this is all coincidence, it's like the biggest coincidence on the entire damn planet. So I'm not going to go so far as to state that they did something wrong because there's not sufficient evidence. But my gosh, where there's smoke, there's fire typically, is there not? Anyway, so the piece continues. It is well documented that a hedge fund named One River Digital Asset Management made a $1 billion bet on Bitcoin and Ethereum after Clayton's SEC declared they are not securities. Soon after, Clayton filed the SEC lawsuit against Ripple that crashed the value of the leading non-mined token, XRP, alleging that it has been an unregistered security for 7 years. Weeks later, One River hired Jay Clayton to a senior position at the hedge fund. Hinman is now back at Simpson Thacher. Now, China has rolled out its own sovereign digital currency, the digital yuan, a means by which it intends to use to gain a competitive advantage over Western crypto innovators like Ripple. It was activated on Alipay in May, while Ripple battled the SEC lawsuit in the Southern District of New York. Now, none of the troubling facts I've laid out here are in dispute by Clayton, Hinman, Simpson Thacher, or One River, nor is the chronology of how they happened. Isn't it time they answered the questions that inevitably arise when anyone connects the dots? Perfect way to wrap up that article. Exactly. I think it is time. And I'm glad that there are people out there that are pushing for this, with one of the most notable people obviously being attorney John Deaton. He's putting all this stuff out, and it's awesome, like how much support he gets from the XRP community. Like that tweet I read from him sharing this article at the beginning of this video. 1,091 likes, retweeted 542.9, and even 59 quote retweets. And so, like, clearly the XRP community, like, we're engaged individuals. We are informed. We know what's going on here. And we're trying to spread the word. And so that many people, you got to understand, too, look at who he tagged. Wall Street Journal, Washington Post, like I said, New York Times, Eric Lipton, Julia Chatterley, right? And so when that many people retweet it, it shows up in all of their notifications that many times over. That's the way it works. That's why big accounts end up on Twitter noticing other big accounts, because all their followers like and retweet. And so the fact that John Deaton has a huge following, he really does, and it's well-deserved. He's now got 81,000 followers on Twitter. Like, this is all helpful. It's like, if you're one of the people that's been liking and retweeting his stuff, that's awesome. And I'm telling you, I've been hitting likes on this stuff all over the place, too. And it does make it pop up in the feeds of anybody that's tagged. So, I mean, unless, I guess technically maybe you could filter. I haven't ever bothered with that myself, but I guess you could. But I think most people don't, and most organizations don't, so you just see whatever goes through, unfiltered initially anyway. So, fascinating stuff here. I don't know if we're ever going to get to the bottom of this. I hope. Somebody whose job it is to do this type of work in investigative journals, like, please look into it further. I would really love to know. It's worth knowing, and it's really important, I think. And so, even if we don't, though, I certainly hope, and I'm still optimistic, that justice is going to be done in terms of an outcome between Ripple and the SEC, and I think that XRP should be, it better be, ultimately in the clear. Trading should be resuming on cryptocurrency exchanges within the United States, and Ripple should be able to continue selling it and using it as a funding mechanism. It's just an asset that they own. It's lines of code. You know, they don't have any special permissions over the ledger. So, there we are. But again, please let me know what you think below, but I will wrap up here. I am not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.